Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We got a list of, I think it's 14 homes, and we're doing a buyer class next week. So sign up just over there. It's on Saturday, which is a great class because you don't need to worry about rushing after work. You can come on the weekend. It starts at 10 a.m., so you've got time even to sleep in a little bit. And then we're going to have a great class of about 2 hours. Includes information like how to buy a home with zero down, what lenders look for when you're getting a mortgage, what to look for at a home inspection. And a big one a lot of people want to know is how to get up to $10,000 or more in free government money to buy your first house. And so there's all kinds of things around there, how to ensure your agent's protecting your interests, and lots more. So it's about 2 hours, and it's the best information we could put together from 5 different industries involved in buying a home, including mortgage, legal, home inspection, real estate, and also financial planning. Because what a lot of people forget is you can't just look at the house in a bubble. It's got to exist within the framework of your life. Is how much is it going to cost me? Is it going to allow me to still save enough for my future? Is it going to allow me to do things if I've got kids coming up in the future? Daycare costs are substantial, so looking at how it fits in is a really important part, and I think we're going to have at least 1 or 2 special guests there as well. Now, Sprague Place is the first one up for today's list. It's 334.9. I've been in this home. It doesn't show very well, to be honest. It's yeah, the kitchen's okay. I mean, to take a picture with the toilet seat up. Now, I know it's sometimes silly to say things, but it is your presentation. There's 2 pictures with a toilet seat and stretch pictures and everything else. Unfortunately, now it's not a bad sized house. Like, it's 1356 square feet with 3 bedrooms. You can get better value elsewhere, I think. So Farmstead is 414.9. You've got a pretty big open concept plan. It's just about 1,500 square feet, a little bit more than that. And the same model is actually listed over on the Ferguson side, closer east. And I believe it's got a finished basement and it backs onto the forest for like 369. So at 414, I get that they have a finished walkout basement. I don't see how they can compete with something listed so low. For a long time, I've said these farmstead ones have sold for a lot more than what I think they're worth. But whatever, good for the homeowners. Bowring is 459.9. It's a 1,500 square foot home. It's called the Larkin model, and it backs onto the green space, which actually, if you look at a map of Milton, there's a path that goes through a little bit, I guess it would be north of Clark and south of Derry, and so that basically is a gas line running through there, and there's really nothing that's ever going to be built there as far as I can tell. So you've got your kitchen here with an eat-in, then there's a family room, and then there's also the front room as a dining room, and then the 3 rooms are decent size, and you can see that gee, I wonder if they're moving because the kids need their own bedrooms. And but nice patio outside. You've got good lookout windows here, and they don't really show the view from the house to the yard, which would have been a good thing. But this is the walking trail here. It says in the listing, see for miles and miles. I don't know. I mean, the next closest home is a few hundred feet away. You can see them over there. But it is a good street. If you don't live on Bowring, you don't usually have to go on it. 459 is I think a pretty good price, and they've got a bit of work done in the basement too. If you just finished it off, you might have a fully finished basement there. McFerrin, 469 for a double car garage. We've really seen a bit of a slide on the double garages. You've got a big living dining here with hardwood floors. You've got a kitchen with a breakfast. That's your main floor, and then there's 4 bedrooms upstairs. And then we got this other one here on Lederman, 474.9, and I've been a big fan of this one for a while. I think it's got a really terrific layout. You can see the moldings. The color choices, I think, look great. I mean, you've got a nice cream colored kitchen. You've got some nice stainless steel appliances. And overall, I think that this one is a great home for 474.9. It was higher than this. Nobody seems to be biting, but you've got granite counter in the kitchen, almost 2,000 square feet. Very impressive. This one on Night Trail is 509, and what you're getting is a home about the same size, maybe 1900, something like that, plus a finished basement. And it's got a really neat layout. You either like it or you don't. You basically come in the front door. You've got a big open entryway, and then you've got a living dining right here. The kitchen off to the side. There's a laundry room here, and then the stairs down to the basement. Up here, you get up to the loft, and then there's 3 bedrooms overlooking the loft. So the pictures sort of don't necessarily flow very well, but that's your finished basement. There's your kitchen. You've got some extra pantry space here, and you've got some decent looking appliances. That's the loft room, and you can see that from the outside. So that's your walkout balcony, which is really handy to have a little balcony there where you could watch TV and then just go sit outside at the hockey intermission and just get some fresh air. So you can see the balcony up there too. Now, no shots of the bedrooms, but I mean, they're bedrooms. There's nothing fancy about them. There's an ensuite upstairs plus another full bathroom, and then it looks like there's a full bathroom downstairs as well. All good stuff. Tonelli Lane, this one here is 2,400 square feet, 509. It's been listed for sale for a while. I'm really surprised it hasn't sold because this is good square footage for the money, and I know there's not a ton of hardwood or anything like that. The kitchen looks okay to me, and the heavy window coverings really can have a big effect on people's showing and their enjoyment of it. And there's some shrubbery in the back, which is eventually hopefully going to create a bit of privacy. Because the thing about these ones, typically the kitchen is higher up than most of the models that are just straight 2 stories. So this one almost has a split staircase, 6 or 7 stairs up, 6 or 7 stairs up, and it sort of works through those. So the basement tends to be a bit higher. There's usually good sized rooms or good sized windows, but the kitchen above you can really be peeking into your neighbors. Okay, so Sherwood is 509, 2,400 square feet with part brick and part siding, 40 by 100-foot lot. This is a great price. I mean, I've sold stuff in this neighborhood at this size. Like a couple of years ago, I sold one for $525. So this, I mean, if it's half decent inside, if there's not any major issues with it, I would certainly be surprised if it didn't sell. Living, dining, plus a family room, and then you've got 4 bedrooms upstairs. Wow, fantastic. Wait for the photos on it, but I'll tell you, that looks like a price that I'd be all over. So $539, this one on Bonin. The neighbor just sold, actually, and I think that overall they had a better house than this one. You've got a bit of a defined entryway here. Bit of a narrow living dining room because you've got to walk through, and it doesn't leave a lot of space for a table. They've just got it as a sitting area. A good investment, good return on investment thing would have been to buy the fridge, even sell this one on Kijiji for $100, $200. It would have had a good effect. And they've got custom lights in here. And overall, I think it's pretty clean. The basement's been done half decent. You've got some green space. Just over here, you've got some train tracks, and you're going to hear it. I mean, it's close enough. You'll notice that it's there. The Catholic school is just over to the side here. And there's a footbridge that they're building that's going to allow access on the other side of the tracks and to help people get to the high school. If you're in a Catholic high school, it's a nice walk from this home here. Whereas before, you'd have to go all the way around Thompson, probably get a bus. So $539 based on the neighbor sale. A little bit tricky, but they're looking for a February closing, so they've got some time to reevaluate. I would think at that price, a buyer would have some negotiating room. Scott is at $579 here. It's a Chester model. Don't love the floor plan here. I find, and they did tile, so you come up the stairs here, and I find that there's not a huge area for a dining table. But that room there is really narrow to me. I mean, you've got a chair plus a couch. If you've got a big family, it can be tough to position your furniture. I find the bedrooms are a little bit small here. Same idea as the one on Tonelli, where you've got the room above the garage, and it's kind of a split level format. Just the way it's set up, it's just not my personal taste. I've been in many of these before. $579. It has a finished basement, and that could be a competitive advantage. There's a better looking one that sold on Scott for around the same price, but it didn't have the finished basement. Sire is at $594, and so we've got that 4 bedroom sort of classic Timberley kind of home. Now, I guess they must have changed the color of the floor from the living room to the dining room. I guess that they bleached or something like that. Um, yeah, it looks okay. I think there's way too many different kinds of floors. You don't get that flow, and that really counts. I find that when we take buyers through homes that have different hardwood, it really messes with their mind. Um, I guess I'm not sure if that's a little pool or a hot tub or what it is. It says it's on the west side of Sire, so I don't think it's backing onto anything like dairy. 50 by 121 foot lot. My initial gut reaction, it seems a little bit high, but they can show a lot different in person, and there's not a lot for sale right now in Timberley in that price range, but it seems a little high to me. This one on Gooch is a what's the name of this model? I think it's a Juneberry, 2839 square feet. You've got a separate room in the front, which you could use as an office, so it is a den, and then you've got a separate dining room, and then your kitchen with the family room. Nice little effect here to have the cabinets here. A lot of times what Madame does is just do that sort of straight flush wood, and it doesn't have the same effect as having a bit of texture here. So that was a nice move. It's a big kitchen. You've got a granite countertop and the bow window and California shutters. Double sinks in the master with the upgraded counter. So they've done a good job here. I think it would honestly show better in person than it does in the photos. 639 might be a little bit ambitious. We've got this one on winter, which is basically the same size and not a whole lot different when you look at the actual rooms in the home. You've got a separate room in the front, then you see the dining room there, and then you've got family kitchen in the back. The difference between this one and the previous one, obviously this one's a stone and stucco on the outside, completely different school districts. I don't know if I could say that I live on Gooch with a straight face, but that's just me. I have a funny sense of humor. And yeah, so this one here is in the Hawthorne Village School District, very, very close to the school. So if you've got school-age kids, it could be a real nice benefit. There's your finished basement. Looks like it's been done well. But the photos are dark. Like, I just wish they had brought someone in that really did the pro photos with the flash and everything. I really believe that a good set of photos on a home in this price range can mean the difference of between $10,000 and $20,000, especially in this market where we're seeing more and more for sale. So not bad. Both of these ones are sort of okay on the price, but I think that there's depending on motivations, there's probably room on those prices based on what we've seen other ones sell for. And then we've got Inglis at 1.2, and I don't know how big this one is. I mean, you look at the room measurements, you've got the walkout basement. Everything's kind of a lighter tone, so I'm not sure if that would affect a buyer's decision. People can get really picky over $1 million. That seems to be the way it is. And you look at what it would cost to put that in, you're talking about at least, well over $100,000 there. So you add up what it costs sometimes to even build this home, and plus all the improvements and everything else, and sometimes you're even more than the asking. So it's actually a better deal when you plug it all together at 1.2. However, I'm just not sure the size of this one as a comparison to what else is sold. It is a pretty sweet property. Triple car garage on this one. It says more than 5,000 square feet, but I'm not sure if they count the finished basement in there or not. So that's the list for today, and you have a great weekend. Definitely check out some of the listings I'm going to send you by email, and then we've got some time to help you if you are coming to town this weekend. Join a tour, and like I said, buyer classes next week. Have a great day.